Hello everybody, Voodoo here. It's time again for another channel update. This week is Monday, September 17th through Sunday, September 23rd of 2012. Big week. We're about to kick off the big time gaming season, and this is the time when all of the blockbuster major releases of the year are going to be coming out one right after another. I'm excited. I can't wait for it, and I'm really pumped to jump into it starting this week with a great game, hopefully. So we'll talk about that, but to start, I do realize that this update is a day late on a Tuesday, and the reason for that is actually it was a pretty crazy day yesterday on Monday, and I'll go into a little bit of what happened. And I don't know if any of y'all know what went on yesterday. I know that it was covered by national news media, at least on their website. I don't know how big of a deal this incident was made on if it was on TV, on the news nationally or anything like that. But as I've said many times, I go to LSU, Louisiana State. And yesterday was a normal class day, normal Monday. I went to class. I had class from 9:30 to 10:30. So I went to that class. Everything went fine, got an exam back, did real well, so I was feeling pretty good. I was off the next hour, so I went and got some lunch. And I had a physics class at 11:30 that I'm in with my friend Chris, who I have done the gameplay, the co-op Halo footage with, if you've seen that. And we were in class. Started at 11:30, and about 2 minutes or so into class, around 11:32, we get a text message on our phone. Now, the university has a system, an emergency broadcast system that you can sign up for, that they will send you text messages if there are emergency alerts. They'll also send you emails with the same information, and most of the students are signed up for this texting service. And at about 11:32, most of the people in the class, including myself, got a text message from the university, and it was pretty vague, but basically all it said was that there was a bomb threat on the campus and that we needed to evacuate. And it was pretty crazy, obviously, because, you know, we didn't expect anything like this, and the text message was really kind of unclear. It didn't say where on campus this bomb threat was. It wasn't really clear about evacuating the building you were in or evacuating the whole campus, but pretty much everybody took it to mean get off of campus. And so there was a mass exodus. Now keep in mind, this is a big university. We have about 30,000 students, teachers, and workers here at the university. So you had 30,000 people trying to get off campus at one time, kind of a mass exodus of people. It was also raining yesterday pretty hard, so that complicated things even more. So my friend Chris and I basically hightailed it out of there. We walked all the way to our car on the other side of campus. We called our girlfriends and had them meet us at the car so we could get out of there safely. And it was just a pretty crazy event. There were cops and all kinds of stuff going all through campus. And it was really kind of a crazy day and kind of a crazy event. Obviously, we're all kind of scared and freaked out over that. But we got out of there fine. We came back here to my apartment. We kept updated, and apparently what had happened was somebody had called 911 and stated that they had placed 3 bombs on the campus of LSU. Didn't give any kind of location, and that triggered the university, obviously, to go into emergency mode and get everybody off of campus. Now, all day yesterday on Monday, they had multiple law enforcement agencies all over campus. They managed to search every single building on the campus, which is a monumental task. They cleared every single building, didn't find any explosives, and today on Tuesday they reopened class, and everything is fine and back to normal. Apparently, and I didn't know this, but apparently on Friday, this past Friday, they had, I think, 3 universities or something like that had to evacuate their campuses because of similar bomb threats made on their campus. So they're investigating whether or not these incidents are are connected, and in every single case, including ours so far, there have been no explosives found. So it's probably the same sick asshole going around calling all these universities saying that they planted bombs just to cause mass panic, and I'm sure that the FBI sooner or later will find this guy and lock him up for a good long time in federal prison. But yesterday was just pretty nuts, and like I said, I know this was on like Fox News and CBS and all that kind of stuff on their website. I don't know if they reported it on the news. I don't really watch news. So you may or may not have heard about that, but everything's cool. We're all fine. It was just kind of a crazy, hectic day yesterday. That's why you didn't get the channel update. They canceled class from that moment forward all day yesterday. I had a test last night. They canceled that, so pretty nuts. But nothing really happened as far as the channel is concerned yesterday anyway, so there really wasn't a big deal in me missing the update yesterday. So that's just briefly what went on yesterday. You'll know if you check my Twitter yesterday. I tweeted up about the incident. But that's what went on. As far as the channel goes, alright, last week was me sitting down and hardcore playing Darksiders 2, trying to beat the game before now, with the release of this week's game. I said that all backwards, which is, I assume, is going to be arriving here tomorrow. Now, I really and honestly busted my ass all last week trying to beat Darksiders 2. Bottom line is that game is ridiculously long. I think I'm somewhere like 15 to 16 hours into that game right now. I put in like 10 or 11 hours last week into the game. Still not done, and I still have like, I would say 5 or so story quests remaining. The game is extremely long, and it's just, the time is just compounded by the fact that most of the game is puzzle based, meaning most of the game is dungeon crawling, figuring out puzzles, and platforming around, and that's a majority of the gameplay of this game other than the combat. And so, without me cheating and looking up guides and all kinds of stuff, which I haven't done one time, it's taking me a long time to get through this game and solve these puzzles as the game progresses. Now, I really enjoyed the game. I'm really enjoying the game. I think it's a great game. I think it's dragging on too long. But the bottom line is I couldn't beat it. And I tried. I did everything. Like I said, I've got like 16 hours into the game right now. I'm on part 91 of the playthrough on my computer. And I haven't been able to beat it. And it's not for a lack of trying. So unfortunately, what's going to happen is, and you know, I even debated pushing off Borderlands 2 a day or something like that, which is the game this week, if I was close enough to maybe put one more good day in and beat the game. Problem is, I still think that there's at least 2 to 3 more days of hardcore playing that game until I beat it, and I'm not willing to push Borderlands 2 back, considering I have a limited time to play as much of that game as possible. So unfortunately, as I thought might happen, Darksiders 2 is going to have to be moved back to a later date. I don't want to say it's going to be pushed all the way till December because we might have some downtime. There's a couple of games that I have on my list right now to play, but I may not play them and instead go ahead and finish Darksiders 2 and probably Borderlands 2, which we'll talk about, but I'll probably have leftovers in that game. So Darksiders 2 is going to have to be moved, but I did play a ton of the game, but it will be a game that I finish. Like I said, even though I have 2 to 3 days to play, that's a lot right now, but when I have more free time, it's really not that much and I can get through it and beat the game. So, I am seriously backed up on the uploads of Darksiders 2 as well, simply because uploading here takes just a ridiculously huge amount of time to upload. And I think I'm up to part 66 uploaded, and like I said, I have 91 parts of the playthrough. I'm going to try to upload as many of those over the course of today after this update as I can, but I'm going to be behind when I start Borderlands 2. So since I didn't finish the game, it's not necessarily a huge rush to push the footage out. So I'll probably try to intermingle it with the Borderlands 2 footage until I get it up. As long as I get the Darksiders 2 caught up by the time I go back and start playing it again, we should be all good. But But you've pretty much seen Darksiders 2 in a continuous stream for the past few days as I've really tried to grind through it. But more or less that's what happened last week, and I tried valiantly, but I fell short. But it will get taken care of later in the year. So moving on to this week, we have a huge game, a game that I'm very much anticipating, Borderlands 2, which actually released today. Expecting to get it tomorrow from Gamefly, but this is the first time that I've had it shipped to this address, so hopefully everything goes smoothly. I'll check my mail tomorrow and see if I got the game. It has been confirmed shipped, so I should be getting it this week. Now, Borderlands 2, I'm going to have 2 weeks to play that game. Now, I can pretty much guarantee you, okay, that I'm not beating all of Borderlands 2 in 2 weeks. That's another game that's going to be very long. And in 2 weeks, the Resident Evil 6 is going to be coming out. Again, similar to Darksiders 2, I'm going to play as much of Borderlands 2 as I possibly can. To do that, I am going to be doing the game by myself. I kind of planned on doing it by myself for a while because I knew that this was going to be a time where it was crunch time and I wouldn't have a lot of time to play the game. If I try to play a co-op and try to coordinate schedules, I wouldn't get much of it done at all. So I'm going to do it by myself so I can try to grind through the game, get through as much of it as I can. Now I'm warning you, because of this whole bomb situation and my test being moved back, I already had 2 tests this week. I already have another test next week. But because the test was moved, it's now been moved till Friday. So now I have a test on Thursday, I have a test on Friday, and I have a huge monumental test on Monday that's worth a huge portion of my grade. So I can already tell you that there's going to be at least, definitely, there's no question about this, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no footage. There's not gonna be any way. I'm gonna be studying like crazy for the test on Monday. Now the test on Thursday isn't really that bad. I pretty much know everything. It's not very hard. I just need to look over it. So Wednesday night I will be doing Borderlands 2. Thursday night I will be doing Borderlands 2 because I've already more or less studied for the test on Friday because it was supposed to be yesterday. So I pretty much studied for it already, and I mostly know everything with that test. So Thursday night I'll be doing Borderlands 2. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend, absolutely not. This test on Monday is in my hardest subject. The only grades we have in this whole class all semester are 3 tests, which meaning each test is worth like 30 some odd percent, 33% of my overall grade. I have to do well on that test. I have to study like crazy. So the weekend is out as far as gameplay. Maybe not a bad thing. As I'm studying, I can continue to upload Borderlands 2 till that's caught up, do more Darksiders 2 to try to catch up on that over the weekend. Then Monday is that last test, and then I'm basically going to be celebrating that next week because those tests are all going to be over, and I shouldn't have another test for a while. So next week I will be hardcore playing Borderlands 2. Again, I know I'm not going to be able to beat all of it. I'm going to do my very best. But yeah, all of next week for sure is going to be Borderlands 2, starting a little bit on Monday because I'm probably gonna take some time to relax on Monday after the test, watch the Monday Night Football, but definitely Tuesday through the next release date, which is, you know, I'll probably get the next game. Then Wednesday after is going to be hardcore Borderlands 2. Should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to play it. I always wanted to play the first one and never did, so I'm glad I get an opportunity now to play the second one. And I haven't played a shooting game in like 100 years. I haven't played a first-person shoot. I mean, it's not a first-person shooter per se, but it's first-person shooter perspective. I haven't played a game like that in I don't know how long. It's been since, yeah, I don't even know the last first-person shooter. Darkness 2, the first game I played this year, maybe so, because I mean, Syndicate, but I didn't really play that game. That game sucked. But I mean, yeah, most of everything else I played has been third-person. Max Payne, Ghost Recon, were third-person. The Mass Effect demo stuff I did, third-person shooter. Darksiders 2 is not a shooter, third-person action-adventure. So, yeah, I haven't played a game that's like first-person shooter point of view in 100 years, and I love those type of games. And actually, the type of game Borderlands 2 is, where it's like that hybrid between a first-person shooter and RPG role-playing, like the Fallout, kind of the Fallout type of game, are my favorite genre of games ever. And so I love the art style of Borderlands 2. I love all the guns, so I can't wait. I'm super pumped, super excited for this game. I'm going to be playing it hardcore again. Expect footage Wednesday, expect footage Thursday. Expect maybe the continuation of that footage over the weekend, but I will not be playing anything new over the weekend. And then next week, buckle down, because I'm going to be playing Borderlands 2 a lot, and trying to get through as much of it as I possibly can. Maybe I'll go through the main story and beat that, and then the rest will just be side quests, and that way at least maybe I can review the game, and the only thing I'll have left over is a bunch of side quests to do, which I could do at a later date. But we'll see how that all pans out. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the Darksiders 2 stuff. I know that there seems to be a consistent couple of views on each video I put up, which is good, which means some people are watching it, hopefully enjoying it. And yeah, the Madden 13 review, still looking for an opportunity to do that. Again, last week was hardcore Darksiders 2 mode, and then tomorrow and Thursday are going to be hardcore Borderlands 2, so I'll really try to have to find a way to fit it in there and get it done, but we'll see what happens. But thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the views. Appreciate the people watching this video. Gear up, because it's going to be awesome these next few months. A lot of great games coming out. A lot of games I'm anticipating. Borderlands 2 being the first of many. And yeah, I can't wait. So I hope you guys enjoy the footage. Hope you enjoy Borderlands 2 coming up. Wish me luck on my exams, and I will see you guys with the new footage this week. So take care, and I'll see you then.